Hello, friends. Welcome to my craft room. I'm Donna, and I'm still the Granny Square Queen. One of my friends named me that after seeing all the squares I've been doing lately, and I'm still hooked on them. Uh, I have to go ahead and show the squares I made for the Christmas tree because I've got to turn them in on Wednesday. Speaking of that, the Wednesday part, uh, I didn't even realize it was Tuesday. It was almost 2 o'clock before I realized it was Tuesday and I needed to uh, make a video. I didn't want to wait till tomorrow morning in case I had insomnia and had to sleep late. So I had to go ahead and make it this evening. It is later in the day. Well, you noticed by when it come out. So the granny squares, I think I've already showed these to you, but I'm going to show them again so you can see them all. There's the red and green, and then there's the ornament, and I made a second ornament that's a beautiful purple, and then I made the snowman granny square. Now you do know that I had another snowman granny square. That one made from Jada and Stitches, 2017. It was like a calendar blanket. Yeah, and well, I've got this in this other stack I'm going to show you. But a while back, I had made a bunch of mitered squares, not mitered, but two-tone squares, and there was like a piece of artwork that you could make with all these squares. I got a whole bag of them, and I'd put a couple rows together, and I just didn't like the way it looked, the way I sewed them together, and it frustrated me. And I thought, well, here, I can give it to this lady. She could make, when she sews them together, she could make some sort of cool designs with them without actually following the pattern. So I'm donating all these. And then I had some other random grannies. They were just 3 round grannies. I think when I'd made these, I had intended on one day putting them in that scrap blanket that Terry from Yarn Joy Podcast had made. Then I ended up doing a year-long project. I've got to show that to you. Anyway, here's some more. And then this was, I was supposed to go another round with black, but I never did, and I'm just throwing that in there too. Okay, now the larger squares. These are, those came from the yarn I got for the double duck dare for the blankets going to Boggy Creek. So I had extra, so I made those. And this one, I adore this one. Gingerbread Man. And this and that other snowman I found on, is it Nana's Crafty Home, I believe. I went to her, she had a short showing different ones, reindeer, and it's a whole Christmas blanket. Anyway, back to Jada's. I'd realized that I'd forgot the scarf on it. So I put the scarf on it. I'd made it, I just forgot to put it on it before I showed it last time. And then there's this one and this one. I thought those would look cool on a Christmas tree. And then I also have some just random granny squares. These are 6 row granny squares. I may put those in too. I'm not sure yet. And I did make another bulky hat. I may have showed this already, but I made it too loose. I used a bigger needle than what I did the first one, or bigger hook rather. Well, anyway, that goes to charity. And then I had the GG blanket with the 3D for you and me squares on it. I finished it and I laid it across my grandson's bed. We have a bed for him and his sister in our spare room, so they have some place to sleep at night. They usually take turns using the room, and the other one will sleep on the couch. Anyway, I laid it across the bed, and I left it in there so my husband could look at it to see if he thought it was big enough. And then I absolutely forgot that it was still in there. So he saw it, and he fell in love with it. And he even named all the animals, and I realized what he was doing, and I ran in there. I'm sorry, this is Juan's blanket. And he says, I'm going to steal it. So I told him, I'm not making another blanket with animal squares on that. And I said, would you settle for blue and green granny squares with nothing on them? He says, yeah, I'll take that. So I got that started this weekend. That's how I'm going to stagger them up, changing colors. And then I've got 5 rows. This is Jada's join as you go method. I've got 5 rows on it, but I've got another square right here. So I'm going to make it 6 squares. After trying it on the bed, I decided I needed another square. I couldn't take it in and look at it right away because I was doing this late at night. And my granddaughter was in there asleep. Move that. Now I'm going to have to get up. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. Not sure if you can see it or not. But I'm actually going to show you the 3D for you and me blanket finished. Oh. Now you get to see how I gimp around. Oh. I hope I got this. Yeah. I intended on making it 5 squares across, but when I got to doing it, I ran out of patience. So I didn't. I made it 4, and then decided it needed to be. And then the last of it is just a plain green. I decided it needed to be wider, so I just made a wide border on it. Oh, my knee has been giving me a fit the past few weeks. And the thing is, that's my good knee. It's the other one that usually hurts, and it's the other one I injured. But anyway, I hope you like the blanket and see why my grandson fell in love with it. I think that the god grandson will love it too, because he picked the colors. He likes blue, green, and yellow. So I trimmed it in yellow because he liked yellow as an accent color when I'd made him something else. Look away from my mess. Yes, I've got things piled around. I need to rearrange some more stuff. I'd rearranged some stuff so I could fit some yarn into that cabinet because I had it just in boxes. So I put it in the cabinet. That cabinet was nearly empty. So there you go. I'm still really enjoying life. So thank you for all your prayers, and please keep them coming. They're doing me good. Yeah, it's nice to be happy again. Anyway, I think that's all I had to share. Oh, I did want to tell you that with the Boggy Creek squares, I made 17 more. So I have a total of 35. Hopefully I'll be going to the post office tomorrow. So I'll get that and Lottie squares off. But Jane from Scraptastic Yarn, she doesn't know it, but one of us is the evil twin and the other is the good twin. I'm not sure which one, but that's just how it is. Anyhow, she designed a shawl and she's having a cow. So I decided that I was going to participate, and I'd bought some yarn for a shawl years ago, and then I realized it was too much to it. It was a huge shawl, but I just didn't enjoy it, and I had to make, like, you make 3 shawls and sew them together, and so I decided to use this yarn. It's a Super Saver Ombre in Violet. Now this is way back when they first come out. I got this colorway, so it's not the new improved version. It's the old stuff. You see here where I had to undo that shawl I was making so I could put it in this one. I am enjoying this one, and so thank you, Jane. And I will show it when it's finished. I might even update it if I work on it. I'm thinking this will be my weekend project, so I'll update it every once in a while, let you see how it's going, and definitely when it's a FO. Well, anyhow, oh goodness, it's not quite 15 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go. You guys remember to love one another and show kindness, because you never know what somebody else is going through. We've all got our problems, so choose kindness when you get the chance. Until next time, take care. Remember, I love you. Bye.